Hi everybody and welcome to Yokai Hime's voiceovers. Today I will be playing Love Spell Written in the Stars. So let's start a new game. What is your name? Yona. Would you like to see the tutorials? If it's your first time playing, we highly recommend it. Love Spell has different controls than most similar genre games. No. The first spell, a magical encounter. Prologue. The sun's early rays peek out over the hills of Pastoria Town, a bustling suburban gem nestled between the mountains and the sea. As the morning light paints streaks of pastel across the sky, it signals the start of a brand new day. I can't help but stifle a yawn as I close the door to my apartment and head out on my morning commute. Another morning, another day, another adventure. So I say, but I hardly slept a wink. I stayed up last night reading too many fanfics again. Class is gonna be killer. My thoughts lingered to the heart-wrenching romantic adventure that kept me up all night yesterday as I start my journey to the town's local university. Seriously though, what even was that cliffhanger? After the heroine finally confessed her love to him too? I need to know what happens or I won't be able to move on with my life. Author, please update soon. As I walk through my usual commute, I retrace steps that I've taken many times before, but it all seems a bit different than usual today under the morning light's glow. Heart-shaped decorations and advertisement for couples seem to have sprouted overnight outside many shops and streets, signaling the coming of one of the town's local festivals. My eyes follow various couples walking hand in hand, sharing fresh coffee, love-struck look, and stifled giggles. Another year of lonerdom. At least my favorite snacks will be on sale. My eyes flock to one particularly lovey-dovey couple sharing donuts as the girl laughs into her boyfriend's coat. The boy smiles as he kisses her forehead. The soft look in his eyes says all one needs to know. Still, it must be really nice, though, having someone you can look at like that. Ugh, what am I saying? I have junk food and video games. I can live out the rest of my life like this just fine. Me too. Me too, girl. I grip the straps of my bag tighter as I pick up my pace towards my bus stop, far away from the crowded street of lovers. Morning rush hour has officially started. Trying to avoid tripping over my own feet, I gingerly step past lines of seats filled with commuters on my local bus before finally finding an open space near the middle. I sit down and glance around to see all sorts of people caught up in their daily activities. Some are reading the newspaper, some are playing phone games, and others are pleasantly chatting about their weekend plans. What a peaceful morning. Oh? I look down to read a text message from one of my classmates. Hey, do you know what time the library opens? I need to print out my paper for class today. Crap! The paper! I completely forgot that was due today. My professor is going to kill me if I don't turn something in this time. I hyperventilate, earning a few strange looks as I type furiously into my phone. It's fine. It's still early. I can just go by the library first and write it before class. So much for a peaceful morning. The bus's idle chatter suddenly comes to a hush when the bus stops and a conspicuous figure walks in. I curiously look up to see an elderly woman emerge through the gates. Her appearance is more than eye-catching, to say the least. Alongside her, she carries a bag with all sorts of strange feathers, jewels, and is that a mummified lizard? People begin to murmur and shuffle to the side as the strange woman makes her way down the crowded aisleway. Whoa, check out this freak show. Someone must have missed Halloween. The comments grow louder and ruder, but the old woman's expression remains unfazed as she slowly sits down across from me. Crazy grandma, she's nuts heading out looking like that. Haha, I'm totally tweeting this. I narrow my eyes at the foul-mouthed gossipers. I turn back to glance at the old woman and see that, although her face remains motionless and unfazed, her eyes seem to now hold a tinge of sadness. What should I do? Hey, just because someone looks a bit different, that doesn't give you any right to look down on them. Haven't you been taught any manners? Geez, sorry, lady. The gossip stops as the bus takes off. The rest of the patrons go back to tending to their phones and usual business. I catch the eye of the old woman looking at me. She flashes a small smile in my direction. As I get off the bus, I spot the old woman's figure retreating away in the opposite direction. Suddenly, a curious-looking trinket falls out of her bag and bounces on the floor. I pick it up and chase after her. Hey, wait! The old woman looks down as she steps into a busy crosswalk. Suddenly, the crossing signal turns red, but the old woman doesn't seem to notice and continues. To my horror, I spot a car approaching the intersection at a dangerous speed. Other passerbys take notice of the situation as well, but none take action. Watch out! With a desperate lunge, I run and forcefully pull the old woman backwards, narrowly avoiding a collision as the speeding car angrily honks while driving by. I let out a shaky breath as I help steady the old woman and bend down to pick up her bag. Ma'am, are you okay? Didn't you see the light change? Suddenly, I look up to the old woman's face to see her grinning from ear to ear. Strong and fair, righteous and true. Why, I've been so lucky to meet a girl like you. Huh? Oh, why, I'm perfectly fine, all thanks to you, my dear. Thank you for saving this silly old woman. Of course. I'm sorry I pulled you so roughly, but I couldn't just stand by and watch as you got hurt. My word, what a benevolent young child. Good to see that today's youth still has some hope left. Right, thanks, I think. Oh, and here, you dropped this earlier. I hand over both the oddly decorated bag and the strange trinket from before. Oh, goodness, why thank you, dearie. I didn't know. I don't know what would happen if I were to lose this bag of trinkets here. Now then, I cannot simply let a selfless act go unrewarded. Tell me, child, what's your name? My name is Yana. And no need for repayment of any sort. I really, I'm really just glad you're safe. Oh, pish posh! Come now, my dear. No need to be shy. Someone with a noble heart like yours deserves to have their wish come true. Now tell me, what is it your heart desires most? Immortal youth? The power to fly? A romance for the ages? Name your prize, dear. I can't tell her to do my research paper for me, can I? No, Yona, that's cheating. Well, if you have any of those, or if any of those things were attainable, I think I'd probably go for the last one. Ooh, trouble in the romance department, huh? Ha! Well, it's your lucky day. I have just the thing to mend your troubles. The old lady rummages through her large bag for a few moments. I tilt my head in confusion when I hear clanging and sloshing sounds, but I am quickly distracted when she triumphantly pulls out a small pink notebook emblazoned with gold, golden borders and a heart-shaped gem in the middle. Here, my gift to you, dearie. A notebook? Why, yes, I suppose you could call it that. This should be able to help make all your wildest, most romantic fantasies come true. The old lady smiles as she pushes the pink notebook into my hands. And here, take this too, in case you ever find yourself in need of a friend. The old lady hands me a quirky-looking pen. At the top rests a glittery bubble with what seems to resemble a small penguin inside. It reminds me of something I'd find in a young kid's school starter pack. I don't want to hurt her feelings, so I guess I'll just take it. Thank you very much, ma'am. You're too kind. A nearby bell tower chimes, signaling the start of a new hour. I gasp loudly as I remember my unwritten paper due next class. Well, it was nice meeting you. I need to go now, but thank you for the gifts. Please be careful crossing the street. Bye. The old woman suddenly grabs my arm with a much stronger grip than I expected her to have. She pulls me close enough to whisper, "Hold on now, child. A final word of warning before we part ways. Make sure you read the instructions in this book very carefully, lest you end up in a situation you'd rather not be in." Got it. I will. I have to go now. Bye. Have fun. I quickly stuffed the notebook and the funny-looking pen into my bag as I sprint off towards my university. I shuffle around in my seats during class, shiftily attempting to avoid my professor's eyes at all costs. I got the paper done in time. Barely. But no one mentioned the stupid quiz. I tilt my head forward, sulking, as I stare at the mostly blank answer sheet in front of me. Please remember to write your names and ID numbers at the top of the Scantron sheets. Suddenly, the professor turns to me with a cheery smile. Right, Miss Yona? Because nothing says I did my assignment on the morning commute more than forgetting to write your own name on your paper. Professor Atlas stops in front of my desk and hands me back my recently written paper. I see a giant red circle with question marks scribbled at the top. A round of snickers erupt from the class as they watch me squirm nervously under the professor's sharp gaze. He didn't have to call me out like that. Ugh, how embarrassing. The university bell chimes, signaling the end of class. Students quickly rise out of their seats to line up and drop their quizzes off at the front before exiting the classroom. I eye Professor Atlas as he stays behind, eagerly talking to some more than eager female students. He is pretty hot, though, just saying. I mentally whisper a small prayer before submitting my quiz into the stack with a resigned sigh and turn to leave. Yona, please remember to write your name on next week's assignment. After all, it's oh so terribly difficult trying to figure out which paper is yours. At his words, the group of female students giggle and snicker in my direction. I narrow my eyes slightly at the mocking smile that tugs on my professor's lips before trudging out the door. A demon! That's what he is! I let out a small sigh as I walk into my favorite cafe. Cafe Estrella is a small coffee shop hidden down an alley behind campus. Due to its almost secretive location, it's normally pretty quiet. So what's with this crowd then? An unusually large crowd of young girls line up through the small cafe. When I manage to push my way to the front, I notice the source of all the commotion and attention. Can I take your order, miss? You can take my last name! Whoa, who is he? A new employee? I've never seen him here before. If it isn't our best customer. Welcome back, Yona. Quite a busy day today, eh? Have you met our new barista yet? He's quite handsome, isn't he? Haha, he's good for business. I can see that. This is quite the crowd. After chatting for a few minutes with Mr. Soul, the cafe's owner, I discreetly glance at the barista from afar. Eventually, his gaze flickers up and briefly meets mine. Hello there, welcome. I eye his name tag. It reads Jamie. He's really cute, but somehow he looks a little familiar. I can't put my finger on why. I'm snapped back to reality when a swooning girl knocks into me on her way out. I realize then that my typically quiet haven has presently been overtaken. I sigh as I make my way outside amidst the chaos. I pout angrily as I walk out of the bustling cafe. Today sucks. Whatever. At least I did manage to get some delicious coffee. Maybe this is the pick-me-up I needed. Just as I bring the iced latte to my lips, I feel a forceful shove from behind. Out of instinct, I close my eyes as I'm about to tumble forward towards the hard concrete. But to my surprise, I crash into a much softer surface. There he is! After him! My attention is drawn to the sound of running as I glance back to see a man's retreating figure sprinting off as two other men in suits give chase after him. But my attention is directed forward again as a strong scent of masculine cologne fills the air. I slowly lift my gaze to discover I'm essentially cuddled into the chest of a very large, very angry-looking man. Great. That face he's making, though. I'm sorry. As my situation sinks in, I jump off him quick as a cat, only to realize what was once an iced latte is now soaked into the man's expensive-looking red suit. Ugh, great, just great. This was a brand new suit, too. So much for that. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I'll clean it up. I quickly grab some napkins and attempt to pat the suit dry, when the man suddenly yanks my arm away and growls at me. That's how you plan to clean up a suit that's worth more than $1 million? Million? Did he say $1 million? I could sell my entire anime figurine collection and I still wouldn't be able to cover that. The two suited men sprint back towards the angry large man. But boss, we lost him. He couldn't have gotten far. We should head back towards the docks. Ugh. I don't have the damn time for this. The intimidating man shoves me aside after he hands me a business card. The card only has a name and a phone number. Marcello DiNucci. I expect a call from you later with plans for reimbursement on this suit, Toots. Toots? He glares at me one last time before turning around and sprinting away with the rest of his lackeys. I turn my back to stare at the card and then to my crushed cup of former iced latte on the ground. Toots? What a jerk! He was the one who bumped into me! Pay me back my iced latte, you jerk! I drag my feet through the streets as a loud sigh escapes me. Ugh, could this day get any worse? I need a drink. No, scratch that. I need two. Just as I reach out to grab the local pub's door, it swings open from the other side, hitting me square in the face. Ow! Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Are you Wait a minute. Yona? Is that really you? I feel a shiver run down my spine as I slowly turn my head to meet a pair of familiar ice blue eyes. Enix? What are you doing here? What's with the face, huh? Is that any way to greet a friend you haven't seen in so long? I feel the blood rush to my face as I simply stare in awe at the man before me. Enix Gray, one of my childhood best friends, and my secret lifelong crush. I I just I thought you were studying abroad. I am. My university is currently on break, so I'm only really back in town for a bit. Still, it's really good to see you again, Yona. I'm really glad we bumped into each other. Didn't mean to do that. I feel my heart stutter. Emotions I thought had locked away deep inside within my heart a long time ago feel as if they're coming back up to the surface. Enix, I... Well, look what the old cat dragged in. At that voice, another familiar-looking young woman struts out through the door and onto the sidewalk beside us. She wears a confident smile on her face as she clutches her expensive-looking purse closer to her thin frame. I'd know her anywhere. Isla Fan, my other former childhood friend and rival. Isla? Duh. Who else? Hiya, Yona. Long time no see. You look... well, the same as ever, really. Isla turns to face Enix and gives him a quick kiss on the cheek before linking arms with him. She narrows her eyes at me before flashing Enix a coy smile, almost as if to make sure I'm watching. Sorry for making you wait, sweetie. There was a line for the restroom. Babe, please. I thought we talked about the whole PDA thing. I cast my gaze down as memories that I would have much preferred to never remember rushed back to my mind. I tugged at the hem of my dress before looking back up. Right. I forgot you are dating now. How times change, huh? I, never got the chance to properly congratulate you both. Why, thanks. We were just celebrating at the bar like the good old days. After all, Enix was just accepted into our university's medical program. Medical program? Wow, I never would have guessed That from you, Enix. Yeah, well, I'm studying to become a doctor now. A truly remarkable career choice. And I was just accepted into one of the most prestigious law schools overseas, too. And what about you, Yona? What's your life plan looking like? I can't help but slowly cast my gaze down slightly. Life plan? I don't even know what I'm gonna eat for dinner tonight. Uh, I just finished my general course requirements, but I'm still not, decided on a major. Some things never change, do they? Well, we have to go, but it was nice seeing you, Yona. Let's all hang out one day for old time's sakes. You know. Ta-ta! Anix and I lock eyes for a few moments before he blinks away and slowly waves. I watch as they walk off hand in hand down a familiar street and out of sight. I spin around and quickly wipe the tears forming in my eyes. I take a few breaths before I walk into the bar. Old times my ass. I slam my glass down on the counter. Another one! I need to drink this entire day away, god damn it! Oh dear, sounds like someone's had quite a rough day. Oh, rough doesn't even cover it. I just had the worst day of my entire life. Again? I wonder what happened this time. Ugh. First, my demon teacher makes fun of me in front of the whole class. Everyone thinks he's this perfect stud, but I see right through him. He's a tyrant. Ouch. Don't tell me you forgot to write your name on your assignment again. Yes. And then my sanctuary was flooded with these bloodthirsty fangirls ogling over this new barista they hired, so I couldn't get any studying done. Oh, I think I've seen that new barista around. Looks oddly familiar for some reason, doesn't he? I know, right? I totally thought the same thing. And after some jerk runs into me, spills my coffee, and then demands that I pay his ugly $1 million suit back. It wasn't even that nice of a suit either. Super gaudy. Yeah. I've seen those suited men before. They come around here often during the weekdays. They're quite a lively bunch. They don't seem to be from around here. And the worst part! I ran into my childhood crush after not seeing him since high school, and he got together with my childhood enemy. And can you believe I got belittled for not having a major? What if I wanted to major in cheese or something, huh? Yep. That's one too many drinks for you tonight. Okay, you're done. I'm leaving the tab here. I drunkenly throw myself over the counter as I sigh into the cold marble. Worst? day ever. As another customer calls the young bartender over, I pull out my bag. The pink notebook and quirky pen from earlier fall out onto the counter. Oh yeah, at least I saved the sweet old lady today. She was weird, but she smelled kinda nice. I forgot she gave me this weird notebook. I think she mentioned something about instructions. But whoever reads those, am I right? Boring. I open the notebook only to find myself staring into blank pages. Ah, but there's nothing here. It's completely blank. Guess it really is just a regular old notebook. Aw, but she said all my dreams would come true or something. Hmm? Oh wait, there's something written here at the front. Candle burn and flame grow higher. May our passion catch on fire. Love and lust are intertwined. This is what you need to find. Huh? There's more? Write a name into this book. Thus a spell shall be cast. Until the next full moon's look, you will have a love that lasts. What am I reading? I don't understand a word of this. Beware of the power above and below, for the heart heeds no mistress. So should you become entangled in thorns, true love's call will be your seamstress. Is this about sewing? I don't understand anything. But it says to write someone's name in. Maybe it's like a hex books or something. Yeah, that's it. Whose name should I write down? Okay, that's it for today. Next I will be doing, first up I will be doing Florian Atlas, the Demon Professor. Until next time, see you guys again.